Hey everyone, and welcome back to Medidate, the super easy studio management software. Today we're going to talk about managing the students' attendance inside a class. So let's go with this class, Ashtanga for Beginners. So when I open the class, I have these four boxes. The first one is the details of this class, which I can update if I need and adjust the different details. The second one, valid tickets and memberships. I can define which tickets or memberships are valid for this class if I want to distinguish between different memberships that allow different access to different classes. The next one is the attending students. If the students are signing in through the app, you'll start seeing students adding up in this list. Another option is you can manually add students through this plus sign. You need to know the name of the student that you want to add. So let's say I know the name is student and I have a student named student 1. I have another student called student 3. So let's say I'm adding student 3 to this class. As you can see, this is the row of the student and the different details of the student inside this class. So I have the name, I have a session note. Let's say something happened or I need to remind myself about something that happened inside this class. Then I can add a note here and write down forgot their mat. The next option is paid. That will tell me how I settled the payment for this class. So if I press on no, I have different options to mark how they paid for this class. They could have paid with cash or different options, maybe partially paid, or maybe it was a trial class and they paid only a different amount and send a payment request. We'll talk about that later. But basically, if they do have a valid ticket or a membership, it'll ask you to punch that ticket or enter with that membership. Frequent, you can make a student a frequent in this class, and that student will appear in the future instances of this class. Then we have these 5 buttons. Again, the information about the student, that'll take me to the whole page about this student and all their activity and the different classes that they were in. Also, the plans that are valid or expired. So let's go back. And then we have the ticket button. That'll show me if they have some sort of valid ticket or valid plan. The chat, that'll take me to the chat with the student. And if you're using the health statement form and you want them to fill it, then you can send an email with a request to fill the health form. If it's already filled, it will appear in green, and you can remove the student from the attending list, and that's pretty much it. Let's add another student. Let's add the second student that I have in the studio, and now I have 2 students attending this class, Ashtanga Beginners. This last box on the bottom, which is in orange, it's the students that are in the waiting list. So inside the app, if there's no more room because you've limited the amount of students that can enter this class, they'll be prompted to enter the waiting list if they want. And if they are in the waiting list, you'll find them here. And it will appear in the homepage. You will see the number of people who are attending, and you'll see another number of people who are in the waiting list. So let's say I want to add a ticket for my student because they bought one. I press here, I press add to plan, then I have the different plans that I have in my studio. Let's open a ticket for them. So I'm going to select 5 entries ticket for 3 months. I'm going to press select plan. The moment I press it, I've opened their ticket. I can adjust the entries used manually, but you shouldn't use that. Manually adjusting the entries used is usually when it's the first time you put all your students inside the studio. You want to bring them to the current status of the studio. So if they already had a ticket before you started using Medidate, you'd open that ticket and you would put the current status of that ticket and the current expiration date. If you need to freeze the ticket or the membership, you can use this button and it'll ask you for how long, and then it'll automatically unfreeze this ticket. And then you have the paid option, which you can mark how they paid for this ticket. So let's say they paid in cash for this ticket. And of course, there's a button to remove that ticket if you need. And now that student 3 has a ticket, when I press the no on the paid, I can punch the ticket. When I punch it, it'll say pay. Underneath paid, it'll say ticket. For this student, they don't have a plan. They don't want a plan. They want to just fully pay for a full drop-in. So let's say they paid with a bank transfer. So I'll just mark that. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.